I got a new car! Hi everyone, if you're new here, my name's Nicole and I post family, lifestyle and travel content, and today we are talking about my new set of wheels. So I know I mentioned in a previous video that I was buying a brand new car, and I have never ever owned a brand new car that's had 0 miles on it or anything like that, because when I learnt business studies in college, it was always a big liability. You lose a lot of money on it straight away. So I would always buy cars that were a few years old from the dealership, but ones that had come back in, and they tended to retain the value for a while. You all know I was in a bad car accident. We've had a couple of issues since then, and I bought a Land Rover. It's a love-hate relationship with that Land Rover, and I'm not going to go into too much details on it, but let's just say when I was trying to sell said Land Rover, they were saying, oh, Land Rovers and Range Rovers now, that no one wants to touch them, stay away from them, they're so problematic, they have this, they have this, they have this. And don't I know it? And for such a luxury vehicle and company that is so popular, you would think it would be a lot better. But anyway, the Land Rover is done with. You will see in this video that I still have the Land Rover because I filmed that part of the video before I'm filming the intro, but the Land Rover is now gone, and I can safely say that I have felt a big sigh of relief. But I did love the Land Rover in terms of how it drove. It was a really nice vehicle. I loved the way it looked, which you can tell on my new car, because I have bought the Jaecoo J7. Now, if you've never heard of a Jaecoo and you're thinking, what is a Jaecoo, and you've stumbled across this video because you wanted to know what one was, or you've seen them about and thought, what is this Range Rover knockoff? Well, it is a company owned by Cherry. It's Armada Jaecoo, and on the outside of this car, it is the spitting image of a Range Rover Evoque or my Land Rover Discovery Sport. It looks just the same. It is the model where the handles go into the car, so it is very much the image of a Range Rover from the outside. So aesthetically it looks hardly any different from my old car, but on the inside it is very, very different. It's a hybrid electric plug-in, petrol plug-in. I'm still learning about that. I got myself stuck at an electric plug-in thing the other day because I was trying to figure out how to use it, but once you know, it's super easy. But when you've never done it before, it's like, what is going on? I will show you more of like the outside of the car and how it looks inside of the car a little bit further on in the video. But just for a few people that I've seen comments online, I've been having a look on TikTok at the Jaecoo before it arrived and what have you, and some of the comments are just comical really. They're like saying it's a Temu, however you want to say it, version of a Range Rover. It's gonna break, it's cheap materials, it's plasticky. I can tell you now, it is not cheap materials. The materials actually feel nicer than my Land Rover did. The people saying that it's going to break down on you all the time, you're better off buying a Range Rover, have clearly never owned a car from Land Rover. They're the most unreliable cars you will ever get. To my point earlier that people are now suing them and that other companies will not touch them, that Land Rover have had to bring out their own insurance because some insurers won't even insure them anymore because they're getting stolen all the time. So I think, yes, some people might want a Land Rover because it's a status car, but that's not important to me. What's important to me is a reliable car that I feel safe driving. Because of my car accident, I wanted something that felt comfortable. It needed to have certain features for my medical conditions, but also I needed to feel safe driving it, and I needed a big enough car as well with stuff for the kids. And we went to IKEA the other day, and it's evident we needed a bigger car for certain things. We've been used to that. So that style of car is what I wanted. And it took me so long to move on from the Land Rover because I couldn't find something that I was happy with, and I fell in love with this Jaecoo when I saw it. The inside is very much reminiscent of a Tesla and some Mercedes features, so they have very much like mishmashed a few different brands together and pulled together this look. So enough talking, I'm gonna just show you the car, show you the features on it, show you how it looks, and you can see for yourself like what it's like inside. And all I can say is just don't judge a book by its name. and rather than its cover. Just don't judge it till you've seen it and drove it, and just have a look, see what you think, and then we'll come back at the end and chat. So let's head inside the vehicle. So the seat does move out for comfort, and I love the leather seats in here. They are super comfy. The seats have adjustable buttons on the side, all electric, and you can save different users. I think there's an option of 3 users you can save, and you can also adjust it on the entertainment system, but I will show you that in a moment. The center console has this middle part here, which does very much look like a Mercedes design. If you press the button here, it opens up and you have a large cooler area in there, which has got so much space. It's fantastic. There is also space under here, which is great, like if you've got a bag or if you've got snacks or something with somewhere to put them, because I always end up shoving them on the passenger floor and it's not very convenient. And there is also a USB and a USB-C slot here, which is great because my old car only had the USB, so now I have both, which is good because I have some different chargers that I can plug in, and there's also a 12 volt there that you can plug in. There's also the option to plug in karaoke, which is just insane. The rest of the center console has buttons here for obviously your hazard lights, your lock, to change it from HEV to EV, to change the mode from like eco to normal to sport, and then for the air conditioning system to come on there. Then you also have a good cup holder here in the middle. I really like the way this cup holder is designed. And then there is this mat here, which is amazing because it is a charger, so I can just plonk my phone on there. It charges straight away. I don't have to worry about wires or anything, which is just fantastic. And then what I really love about the passenger seat is that the adjuster is here, so if I've had someone in the car that maybe has put it really far forward or really far back, I can just move it around. Or if I get someone new in the car who doesn't know how to adjust it, I can just help them out. That goes forward there. So I just thought that was really good as well. I really love the design of the dash. I think it looks very streamlined, and I love the air vents. These look really stylish. They do feel a little bit flimsy, but it's not something that I would be that bothered about. But they move really, really easily, and I like the way that they look. So the steering wheel is very much in the Range Rover design, and the car itself is very similar to a Range Rover Evoque. I really love the steering wheel and how it is flat along the bottom as well for space with your legs. I mean, whoever thought of doing the round one? Now you don't have to worry about the flat against your legs. And this is an automatic, so my gear shift stick is here on this dial, which I do have to remember not to put my wipers on from here, which I tried to do the other day. Luckily it didn't move. And then on the other side is where the wiper dials are, so that's for the front wiper, the back wiper, and obviously my indicators are on there as well. You have this dash system here at the front, which shows the speed and like with the battery and everything like that. And I will have to adjust to using EV because it is petrol electric, and I want to try and use the electric as much as possible because it's obviously more efficient, fuel efficient, it's costly, and also better for the environment. And then when we look at the center entertainment system, it looks like one big giant iPad. Now personally, this isn't my favorite look for a car, but I really needed to get a new car, and this one I actually really, really loved. They are going to be bringing one out in a year or two. I'm not sure when it's going to be, the J8, which looks a little bit more old school, where the screen goes more across like that with a few more actual buttons. But this one is very much in the design of a Tesla, where it is all touch screen. Now I've not brought my phone into the car with me, but I do have the Apple CarPlay on here, which is really quick and easy to use. You just go onto the Apple CarPlay and I can put Waze, my music and things like that. And then from down here, this is where you would use all of your settings, such as your comfort stuff for heated steering wheel, the air vents, like what sort of temperature you want in the car on. Then you can do the seats, you can put the heated seats on or the ventilation, and then you can change your settings there where it has like automatic defogging functions, automatic air purification, etc. So the car sort of just knows what you need. When I've been getting in the morning, it's saying that the windows are going to be foggy, so it's automatically put that on for me, which is just amazing. And you can also adapt the temperature here as well, so you can put it up or down, and it is super easy. Now I've been getting used to it for a couple of days. At first I was a bit like, there's just so much stuff on here, but now that I'm getting used to it, I sort of know where to find things. If you have a swipe down, it's got some quick functions there, so you can lock the doors, you can power off the car from in here. The person at the Jaecoo garage actually said you couldn't power off the car unless you walked away because it stays on, but you can. I found that there, you can power off, and it just tells you to press the brake to turn it back on again. I haven't actually turned the car on yet because I didn't know whether it would make a noise whilst I was filming. And then the main functions that you are going to use on here is the settings. So not a lot of them are on at the minute because I've not turned the car on, but you have a quick control which basically lets you lock the doors, do your boot, your tailgate, child lock, real easy. You can put the child lock on and off, which mine would do in my head in putting the windows up and down the other day, so I did that. And then it also has a sunroof, which you can have the blind moved away, and it also opens the sunroof as well. I'm not going to do that because it is raining and I don't want the rain to come in the car, because I did that the other day, just pressed it not knowing what it did, and it opened the roof up. So I was like, quick, close it. I'll just press this, let's hope no. So the car is now on, just press the brake and the car is on. How quick is that? You can change it from like HEV to EV. I'm still getting used to that. I have it in eco drive mode, but you can obviously change it, and that is the unlock when approaching, unlock when leaving function. You can turn that off if you want, but I've got that on. And then also the smart key for sensing the tailgate, so when I go to the boot it will open automatically for sensing the key. And then you can change your headlight displays, etc. on there. I'm not going to go through every single thing, but I'll just give you a quick glimpse. So this is about the battery thing. I need to get used to, this is the thing I need to learn really, about how to use the charging and the electric and things like that. It does self-charge, and I can also plug it in, which I think is fantastic. Vehicle settings, so again this is just your vehicle for like different things, your brake pitch. This is the heads up display, and it doesn't show it on the camera, but when you're looking forward you have speedometer, you can see whether there's anyone in your blind spot, etc. in the window, which was a bit weird at first, but now I'm getting used to it. Then you've got like driver assistance on here, so that's like speed limit assist and all that sort of thing, forward warning, collision. You can put it in cruise control and it keeps you in the lanes, etc. Oh, the petrol's just kicked in now because obviously I've been sitting here, so the petrol has now kicked in to charge the car. Atmosphere lighting, so you can change the different colours of this like lighting around the side, and then you can also change it so that when you've got music on it pulses to the music. So at night time when you've got your lights on, it's like a little party in the car, and the lights flash different colours, and the kids thought that was fantastic. But I've got it set to pink because I'm a pink girly, so the lights around here as it shows at night time will be pink, which is really cute. And then you've got your vehicle comfort, so like I said, you can set your seat display. I did say I wasn't going to go for everything, but I seem to be doing. But if you want more in depth and you want some questions answering, let me know. I am still learning, but I've sort of figured a lot of it out now. But yeah, you can set your different seat positions. So I've set mine on my seat 1 position, and you can change your seat there, or you can change it on your controls. And then you've also got like the easy entry exit, so where the seat moves back and forward when you're getting in and out, you can turn that on and off. You can also like set it to automatically fold in your windows or not. And then you've got in-vehicle child presence detection. Bluetooth, that's obviously Wi-Fi, sound, so you can change the things there, voice, display, so you can change like your background on the thing, you can change the background for in front of the steering wheel. There's just so much. I mean, I've never had a really ultra modern car like this, where it's very tech heavy. So this is the system here, all about your pressure, date, etc. So that's pretty much everything on there. There is so much to learn, and I will get there eventually. And if you've got any questions about it, if you want me to do an in-depth on each one, I can do that for you as well and show you what is going on with this tech system, because it is very intense. My other car was just a bit more old-fashioned in the sense that you had buttons that you just did it with. So it did have an infotainment system where you could do some things on there, but it was not as high-tech as this. This is very modern and very ultra high-tech. So that is on there. Let me show you the size. Let me just turn this off. Turn the car off. So if you click OK, car is now off. Oh gosh, that needs a clean. I completely forgot what this is called, but this is the size of like the dash drawer. It's not massive, but it fits enough in there what you need. It's got your owner's manual, etc. in there. So that is the front of the car. Let's go and have a look at the back. And oh, the doors just has the windows things on there, and then you've got this for fuel. So for your petrol, it's on the left and you have to click that to open it, but for your electric it's on the right, and you can press that when you're going in there. And it's got your lights on there, auto, etc., which you can also do on the entertainment system. So let's head out. So yes, here is your electric hookup there, but your petrol one you have to press the button for. So this is the back of the car. It's probably messy already because the kids have been in, and I'm waiting for my car seats to arrive. I did order them, but they didn't have them in stock when I picked the car up. So it does have ISOFIX for car seats, which is fantastic, and they also push in, which is great because I've had 3 cars with ISOFIX in, and they all pull out, and you're then left with these plastic things that you have to do. So I love that that pushes up there. I don't know how you get that back out now. Oh, there we go. Need to get the kids' car seats in here. And then it has a pull down there with cup holders for comfort, and I tend to only really have my kids in the back. It doesn't have an adjustable forward and back, so my Land Rover did because it was a 7-seater, and I think the J8 will be a 7-seater. Oh, the pink lights have come on. Yay, they look so cute. And then they've got some ports in the back here, so USB and a USB-C. So if you've got passengers who need to charge things, you've got a couple of options for chargers there as well. And then it has these nicer quality pockets on the back of the chair. These are little ones as well, so if you want to put like a phone in there and then something else. My Land Rover one was plastic on the back of the chairs, and it also had like a net, so these do look a lot nicer than the Land Rover one. The sound system is Sony, so it's a good company, and the side, oh my god, my brain's gone, these like side compartments here, they're not massive but enough to fit like a bottle of drink, like a bottle of pop in there or something, a bottle of water. And then the windows there, it's not going to do it because the car's not turned on, but they're just very nice little buttons. So let's go and have a look now at the boot. So this boot doesn't feel as big as my Land Rover one, obviously because it's a 7-seater. It had the extra seats in there that you could pull up and still had boot space, but it still is a good sized boot. It is an SUV, so you do get more space. It has a sliding cover there, and then you can also, and I need to figure this out, because it has these hooks here, you can apparently, when you look underneath, it is supposed to be like a projector screen, so if you go camping or something you can attach it up here and you can have it as a projector screen, but I don't know how to do that yet, so I need to figure that out. But it's very similar to the other one that I had. It slides back and forth as such, and it came with this little pouch which I haven't actually looked inside, so let's see what is in the pouch. Sorry if I'm shaking you, it is very cold outside and I came out without a coat on. Oh, it's like a cleaning kit. How cool. Got one of the microfiber cloths on the screen in there. Oh, that's good. So I've got a little cleaning kit, and then there's also places to tether some rope to if you need to do that. And then you have a space under here which I have put the charger in for the electrical hookup, and there's also an air thing there as well. So there's some extra storage space under there. There's also, I love these, a little hook, you know when you go shopping and you can hook your shopping bags in there. I've not had one of them since I had my Audi, and I absolutely loved it. My Land Rover doesn't have one, and it was so convenient because if you had a shopping bag you could just hook it to that and it's not going to fall all over the place. There's also some 12-volt connectors there, and there's also another hook on this side as well, so you can get all of your shopping hooked in, and there is a couple of other tethers here as well. So that is the boot space. Now, I am not into like cars as such, so these tyres just look nice to me. I don't know whether they're good or not or whatever, but they just look nice. I like the black rims on them. I think they look very stylish. So I'm very, very happy with my new car purchase. It drives really nice, really smooth. I'm really enjoying driving it. I've had her a few days now, and I'm hoping it's going to be a nice relationship, unlike this one, which I need to sell. But I loved the car, I loved driving the car. It was a really nice drive, just so unreliable, and I need reliability. I need to not be left without a vehicle. And as you can see, I obviously have a Type, very similar. You can see it's just a little bit smaller, so it is very much more like the Range Rover Evoque, whereas that is obviously the bigger version of the Range Rover Evoque. So that is the Jaecoo, and I'm absolutely loving it. I have had the car for almost 2 weeks now. I'm still getting used to it. I have had diesel cars, I've been driving for like 20 odd years, 20 years maybe, and I've always had like I had a petrol car, and then I've always had diesel cars. So to go to a hybrid car was a transition. Kieran has a hybrid car, but his is an electric plug-in. So we tested that out. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I got stuck at one. It was my own fault. When I figured it out, I was like, oh my God. But I couldn't get it to unplug anyway. So if you've used an electric thing, they are quite easy. Just make sure you're following the instructions properly and you're not having a momentary brain lapse like I was. But it was filled up with fuel 2 weeks ago, and I've not had to fill it up with fuel as of yet. It self-charges. You can put it in smart mode for the energy to charge up, and it'll charge up as and when it sees the best time, like when's the best time to use petrol, when's the best time to use battery, and then it will make that decision for you whether you need to charge or not. So my Land Rover was costing me around £80 a week to fill up with diesel, sometimes more depending, and I wasn't going very far. I've not had to refill this up yet, and it's still got half a tank of petrol left, so it is more fuel efficient and more economical to run, and obviously a lot cheaper to run. What I'm going to save in the fuel will pay for this car on the finance, and I did get it on finance. It was 0%, so it's not costing me anything in terms of a fee, and that is why I did it, because I've always owned my own cars. I've never had finance before, so I was a little bit skeptical about that. But here we are with a first finance, so 20 years after learning to drive, and we're just going to go with that. But the money that I'm saving on the insurance, on the tax, on the fuel is covering the cost of the car pretty much. So that's a bonus in itself. I'm not going to sit here and say that this car is perfect, because nothing is perfect. Are there a few things that have like niggled and annoyed me as I've drove? Not annoyed, but like niggles. Yes. Were the niggles on my Land Rover? Yes. Were the niggles on my BMW? Yes. There's always going to be something that irritates you. The first one is the seatbelt. Now, I know that's really weird. The seatbelt is really thick, so sometimes when it comes off, it gets stuck behind the seat. So when you try, because the seats move back as you get in and then move forward, sometimes the seatbelt will get stuck behind the chair because the chair's really close to the door. It's a very first world problem, but that could be a really big niggle for someone. So that's something that I have found is annoying. It is a little bit annoying that the car resets to initial mode for the energy, and you have to put it back in smart mode where it will read whether it needs to be charged or not. You just have to remember to do that every time you get in, whereas I wish it would just save that. And the only other thing is that the voice, I don't know if it's because I've had a cold as well, the voice control, it will read out what I've said correctly, but then it will change the word, and I'm like, has it thought that it's misheard me? so it doesn't understand. So I have to go back to the main menu to like put my heated seats on, put my heated steering wheel on, turn up the heat, and I have to use the heated seats for my pain when I'm driving. I have to have the heated seats on, so it's not like I'm just being a princess about it. It is just for the pain. And the heated steering wheel is an added bonus as well, because that helps my fingers with the stiffness in there, so that helps me when I'm driving. And you should be able to say like turn on the heated seats, and it does register that, but then it'll say sorry, I didn't understand you, you know, your typical like AI bot that comes back at you. So you have to manually do it. It's not annoying as such, it's just you have to do it. And if you're driving, it's like playing with a giant iPad, isn't it? So you have to just adjust yourself. Other than that, there hasn't really been anything that's irritating me with it. It's a little bit more stop-starty when I'm going, I've found. And I think that's just because I'm so used to lugging a big heavy diesel car that it chugs a little bit, whereas this is electric and it goes, and then when you brake it's like and I'm just adjusting to that. But that's more just a driving style, whereas with my Land Rover it was a bit heavier to set off and you had to hit the brakes a little bit stronger. So there is just differences in that, but I am loving it. I love, the only other thing as well would be if there was like a button to just turn certain things on and off rather than a full touch screen. Maybe I'm showing my age now, but I do love sometimes an old school button. Whereas I speak to other people and they're like, oh my god, I love just all tech and touch screen, and sometimes I'm a bit like, I do miss a button though. There's some things I've figured out that the person at the Jaecoo garage didn't tell me when I asked. So I don't remember whether I said it in the actual video when I was explaining, so sorry if I'm repeating myself. But when I asked them, like, when you get in the car, so say you've just got in, someone's following you. We think of these things when we're women, just here, stay with me. So someone's following you, like you're walking up to the car, the handles come out, but it doesn't actually unlock till you're right at the car. So that's a good security feature that he did tell me about. I said, so you've got the dodgy people there and you think, right, I'll get in my car quickly, unlock it. So you've got to turn the car on, go on your screen and press lock. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, but that's a bit time consuming, because what if someone is trying to follow you into the car? And he's like, well, that's how you would do it. But there isn't, there's a button right there in the middle. So I was like, there's a lock button there. So if someone was, but they just click the lock button and it's safe. So that made me feel a little bit more at ease. Also, like the hazard button is there, and then auto for your air conditioning, you can quickly just put that on there. There is another button. What is the other button? Lock mode, but I only know that because I keep accidentally like touching the mode button and I'm like, what am I doing on there? So there's the mode button. I really love the charging pad. I think that's really great because I just put my phone down, starts charging straight away. The Apple CarPlay comes on really well. Sometimes it has disconnected my phone, but I found that's more like if I've opened the car door and I've not got in straight away, say if I'm sorting the kids out in the back, it's not linked to the Apple Play because I've not got in quick enough, so then I have to manually link it. So I think that's what it is. And the only other thing that I'm trying to figure out with it, so if any of you have got a Jaecoo or you know anything about them, when you put your car into like reverse and you're reversing it out, so say you're reversing out parking space and then you go to put it in drive, sometimes it'll go in drive and sometimes it'll go in neutral. So like sometimes I'll just go down drive, oh, drive off, we're good to go. Sometimes I'll press it down because it's on like the indicator, well, it was what was my wiper stick. So it's up for reverse, I press down for drive, and sometimes it comes straight on D and you go. And other times it goes on N and I'm like, well, then I have to press it down, but then I have to press it like twice down. So I'm like, I've not quite figured out why. Like, why does it go in neutral sometimes and why does it go in drive other times? What's the decider? Like, is it just the car thinks, oh, I'm just gonna play around with you a little bit today, Nicole, we'll just go in neutral, make you work a bit for that drive? I have no idea. I'm trying to figure it out. I thought maybe it's because if I'm reversing I'm still moving a little bit and it went in drive, but then I was doing that before and it went in neutral, so I'm like, oh, I don't know, I'm trying to experiment and figure it out. If I figure it out, I will tell you, but I've not figured it out yet. But overall, I'm so super happy with this car. Like I said, I've not had it 2 weeks yet. It'll be 2 weeks and a couple of days. it is a car at the end of the day, so I'm sure there'll be something at some point that I won't be happy with. But for now, I am loving it, and for everyone that is out there slating these cars for being Range Rover copies, sorry, you probably can't get a worse car than a Range Rover, and I know that people love them for like a status symbol, but I've had a Land Rover for 4 years and it's not worth the aggravation. It costs you more. Not only does it cost you more money to buy, it costs you more money to fix them all the time. You don't have it because it's always in the garage getting fixed. It's not reliable, especially when you're disabled with children and you're on your own and you need to make sure that you're here, there and everywhere with the kids. You need something that is reliable, and this Jaecoo has 7-year warranty, which is fantastic, and I checked the warranty and a lot of stuff is covered on there. So I hope that I've covered quite a bit of content around the Jaecoo. I'm quite excited about it. Obviously, I'm not a professional car driver, I'm not a professional car seller, so I don't know all the ins and outs of stuff. But if you've got any specific questions, leave them below. If you want to know any more information, just let me know, and I might be able to do some specific videos and show you how to do stuff, or I might do some quick ones on like shorts or on TikTok or something to show you around the car. But that is my J7 and I am very happy with her. We need to think of a name, something fun, something girly and fun, and yeah, I'm really happy with it. I'm really chuffed that I bought like a brand new car for the first time ever. It's really nice to be able to do that, but also I don't look at it as like a flex because I've always had that mentality of buying a used car anyway, so it wasn't like I was going out there looking for a brand new car, but it was nice to have a car that nobody else has drove for the first time ever. So that was really lovely. If you're interested in a Jaecoo, I would just say go down to the showroom, have a look, have a drive and see what you think, because I was a little bit judgmental at first, thinking, oh, look at them knockoff Range Rovers. When I saw one, I was like, wow, and then I was like, let's test drive it, and it drove so nice. So yeah, there you have it. That is my lovely brand new Jaecoo J7. If you have any questions about the J7, just let me know in the comments below and I will be happy to answer as best that I can. If there's anything you're trying to figure out if you have one, or if you've got answers for me if you have one, let me know about that neutral thing. That would be great. And what I might do is, if I get loads of questions, I might do another video that's a little bit more in detail around different features on the car, or I might post some shorts over on TikTok and on YouTube Shorts, just with a little bit more content around what the different features on the tech stuff do as well, because there is a lot of tech on this car. I am not gonna lie, there is a lot to fathom out on there, and it's taking me a minute because this brain isn't engaged at the moment, guys. You know, like an old school car, you just got in and you went. This has got a lot going on with it. But if you've got any questions, just let me know and I'd be happy to answer as best as I can. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!